Garza, my friends. We are here with another tutorial from Mr. Mo. We are going to do a color splash. I'm going to go up here to File, Open, and I'm going to open this picture of old MV Pat and open up this photo. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a color splash. And what that is where part of the photo is black and white and the other part's in color. It's pretty cool to do with sports photographs. I like doing it with sports photographs, but maybe sports is not your thing. If you don't like sports, you can always do it with some nature shots. There's a lot of cool nature shots, or find some musicians that you like, or groups that you like. The key is finding bright colors. You want to have some bright colors in your picture. If you have a picture that's mainly black and white, it's not going to work. So you want bright photos. Dr. Ray interrupting me. Be quiet. Okay. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate this picture. So I go to Layer, Duplicate Layer, and I click OK. And now what you're going to see is there are two layers over here. Enough, Dr. Ray, be quiet. Anyway, so I've got my two layers here. And this top layer, I'm going to make it black and white. So I go to Images, Adjustments, and Desaturate. And so now I've desaturated it, and it is black and white. A common mistake is that you guys, so if you think like me, when you click this bottom layer, that should show up here. So I click it, but it doesn't. The black and white is what always stays here, because that's how these layers work. Whatever's on top is what you're going to see. And I like to equate it to pancakes, because pancakes are yummy. So if I have a stack of pancakes here, 5 or 6 of them, and I look straight over the top of them, and they're all the same size, I'm only going to see that top pancake. But if I take a bite into that top pancake, I'll see through to the next pancake. And so that's how these layers work too. And so what happens sometimes, I go here to get my eraser and I have the wrong layer selected, and I start trying to erase his jersey so it will show through, and it's not working, right? And you're like, Mr. Mo, my computer's being stupid, right? It is working, right? It's just you're on the wrong layer. So if I click this eyeball, it's going to hide the top layer. And now we can see through to the bottom one. And so, oops, I'm erasing poor Pat. And so what I need to do is undo that. And so I'm going to hit Control and keep tapping Z, and you're going to see it's going to slowly undo my mistakes. And I actually went too far, so I'm going to go back here to the top and go to Image Adjustments and desaturate that again. And now I'm going to make sure I'm on the correct layer and get my eraser. Now I'm going to come here and start erasing his jersey, and sure enough, now we see that the color splash is working. And so I'm going to come down in here and get that going. And now you want to be careful when you're doing this. And so a lot of times you'll need to make your cursor a little bit smaller. And again, I do that by using the brackets because you don't want to get any of the background in there so that your color splash looks truly cool. And then I'm going to come up here to his helmet and kind of go with that. And then maybe you want some of the smoke and stuff, or the fire. And so if you need to remember what the picture looked like, you can go there, be like, okay. And now, so see right here when I'm doing this part, that part is so bright that it's white. And so it's hard for that to show through in our color splash. But these parts here seem to be coming through pretty good. And so I can come on down to there, right? And again, you're going to want to be careful when you do this, because you don't want to get too much of the wrong thing in there. And so I'm just going to go kind of quick, because I know you guys are already tired of listening to me. But this is pretty much, see, and I didn't want to do that. So I'm going to hit Control Z and undo that part. But since I had never let off my mouse, it erased everything. So you're going to want to not just click and hold your mouse the whole time like I'm doing. It's good to let off the mouse every now and again. So now I've let off the mouse. And so now if I come out here and I'm like, oh shoot, now when I hit Control Z, it just undoes that little part that I don't want done. Okay, and so I come down into here, and I'm just going to call that good, right? And so there's my picture. I would go up here to File, Save As, right? And name it, save it to your folder, and you are good to go. The color splash is pretty fun. See you, dudes.